Agima has been locked up in Pristina's women's prison for 9 years now for killing her husband. We can't reveal her real name. The marriage lasted just a year, but it was torturous. Her husband drank and beat her repeatedly and even broke her arm.
I went to the police so often. Once I even took the pistol my husband said he'd bought to kill me. I felt threatened, but the police did nothing. I don't remember their names, but I do remember their faces. One told me if you were my wife, you wouldn't have had the chance to come here, because I'd have killed you with this pistol. If a policeman says that to you, you can't do anything else. You lose your will to live. And don't believe in anything anymore.
She left her husband, but he continued to threaten her. She was terrified and started carrying a kitchen knife. Not long afterwards, she was in his car. She'd only agreed to get in as she was with her brother, who wanted to act as mediator. But her husband kept insulting and threatening her, so she stabbed him. She didn't even try to flee. Agima was sentenced to 12 years for murder. The court gave little consideration to the circumstances which led to her actions, or the fact that the authorities had failed to help her for a year.
That's a harsh sentence. 12 years, even though I was a battered wife. Seeking help from the police in vain and then acting in self-defense is not the same as purposely murdering someone out of jealousy. There's no justice in Kosovo. Absolutely not.
Agima comes from this village, around an hour's drive from Pristina. Here they hold on to their traditions and gender roles. Men have the say around here. Many villagers still remember this sad story. For years, Agima's brother feared he'd fall victim to a blood feud, as laid out in the Kanun, a set of traditional Albanian laws. Even up to a few weeks ago, it would have been too risky for him to talk to us. But the families have finally reached an agreement. He remembers what it was like.
We were devastated. We never expected anything like this to happen. No one could have imagined it. We didn't want something like this to occur, but in life, anything can happen.
Especially to women in Kosovo. Because in this very traditional society, women are all too often treated like second-class citizens and simply don't have the same rights as men.
I'm in favor of women having equal rights, but a woman should know that she belongs to me and no one else. That must be clear.
Kosovo's constitution guarantees to abide by international agreements, including the Universal Declaration of Human Rights. But a decade after it declared independence, Kosovo still isn't fully recognised internationally, so the European Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg has no jurisdiction to deal with such cases.
Kosovo is basically a black hole in the Balkan because it's the only state to which citizens of which cannot apply to the European Court for Human Rights when the state is found in violation of any human rights.
Agima says if the police had helped her, none of this would have happened. After 9 years behind bars, she's now 30. When she's released, she wants to go abroad. She feels there's no future for her in Kosovo.
I want to have a happy life when I get out of here. And I want a family like every other woman. And to become a mother who loves her child.
Most of all, she dreams of leaving her terrible past behind her.